As restaurant chain CEO for years, I decided to run a surprise test as secret customer. When I walked in, I saw my staff kicking a homeless man out to the street. Hey everyone! Actually need your help before we start. Channel growth went down a bit recently. Would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. It's free, by the way. Takes literally 1 second of your time. Helps me keep making content you guys enjoy. Every sub counts anons. Thanks for being here. Now let's check today's story. Be me, Marcus Reynolds, CEO of Flavor Junction, a fast food restaurant chain. Never visit my own restaurants as regular customer. Decide to change that today. Step into one of my locations in downtown Chicago, wearing baseball cap and scruffy beard as disguise, faded worn-out t-shirt stretching over my broad frame, complete opposite of my usual tailored suits. Been getting too many complaints lately. Poor customer service, rude employees, unprofessional management. Customers unhappy, employees unhappy too. Regional managers keep giving me sugar-coated reports in boardroom meetings. Need to see the truth for myself. No cameras. No corporate presence. Just my own 2 eyes. Take my place in line. Something feels off immediately. Employees moving slowly behind counter. Their expressions dull, energy completely drained. Manager on duty is Vanessa Rivers, standing near register with arms crossed, permanent scowl etched on her face. Her uniform is clean, but her attitude is anything but professional. Barely paying attention to customers, just tapping on her phone instead. My stomach tightens. This isn't how a restaurant should feel. Line inches forward slowly. About to step up to register, door suddenly swings open. Thin, weary man hesitates at entrance. His clothes, old and worn, shoes barely holding together, carrying small plastic bag with few belongings, eyes darting around nervously, like he's expecting to be kicked out before he can speak. Watches the man, let's call him Oscar, slowly approaches counter, his voice barely above whisper. Excuse me, could I get a cup of water? Moment of silence. Then Vanessa lifts her head. Her expression darkens instantly. She straightens up, folding arms across chest. We don't serve people like you, she snaps. Oscar flinches visibly. I just need some water. I'm not causing trouble. Vanessa scoffs loudly. I said get out before I call the cops. My hands clench at my sides. Glance around the restaurant. Employees avoiding eye contact. Customers looking away. No one willing to get involved. No one speaking up. Can feel the weight of injustice settling over the room. Oscar swallows hard, his shoulders sagging in defeat. I'm sorry, he mutters. Turns toward door to leave. Take a deep breath. Can't stay silent. Not this time. Step forward before Oscar can leave. Keep my voice calm but firm. Wait a second. Vanessa's eyes snap toward me. What? She says, clearly irritated. Meet her glare without flinching. Why can't he get a cup of water? Vanessa scoffs again. We don't give out free handouts, it's store policy. Raise an eyebrow at her. A cup of water is a handout? Vanessa rolls her eyes, annoyed. Look, buddy, if you have a problem with how we run things, you can eat somewhere else. My jaw tightens. I'll pay for whatever he wants. A meal, a drink, whatever he needs. Vanessa pauses. Wasn't expecting anyone to fight back. Customers start whispering. Some pull out phones to record. Oscar still standing near door, hesitating. I don't want to cause trouble, he murmurs. Turn to him, soften my voice. You're not causing trouble. Reach into pocket, pull out some cash. Order whatever you want. It's on me. Oscar's eyes flicker with relief and disbelief. Just a burger and fries, please. Nod at him reassuringly. Vanessa grabs money while muttering under her breath. Tension doesn't fade. Customers exchanging glances. Few nodding in approval. Behind counter, young cashier watches with wide eyes. She hesitates before stepping forward, her voice low. Thank you for doing that. Turn to her. For what? Cashier glances nervously at Vanessa, voice barely above whisper. For standing up for him. She swallows. I wanted to, but I was scared. Vanessa's not a good person, but she's in charge. Study her carefully. Realize this isn't just about Oscar. How long has this been happening? How many customers mistreated? How many employees too afraid to speak up? One thing is clear. This is bigger than just one homeless man being denied a drink. This is a problem within my restaurant. Vanessa folds her arms. You done playing hero? She sneers. Don't respond. Not yet. Vanessa's eyes darken as she stares at me, her arms still tightly folded across her chest. She's clearly irritated, not used to anyone questioning her authority. Look, she huffs, shifting her weight. This has nothing to do with you. This is store policy. Says it like it's the final word, like it's law. Don't even blink. Take a slow step forward. Keep my voice steady but sharp. Is this an actual policy? Pause for effect, or just an excuse to mistreat people? Murmur ripples through the restaurant. Customers exchange glances. Some shift uncomfortably in their seats. Others quietly pull out their phones. Vanessa scoffs loudly. You don't work here. You don't know how things run. Tilt my head slightly. I know that refusing someone a cup of water isn't customer service. Vanessa's lips press into a thin line. We don't owe anybody anything, least of all people like him. She motions dismissively toward Oscar. He's still hovering near the entrance, shifting awkwardly from foot to foot. I have a business to run. My patience thins quickly. A business? Keep my voice cool but full of weight. Or just an ego trip? Vanessa's face turns red with anger. I don't have to explain myself to you. Exhale slowly. Not done yet. Atmosphere in restaurant shifts. Couple of customers start whispering. Sound of camera shutters clicking fills the air. People recording everything now. Vanessa notices too. She straightens her posture, suddenly aware her words and actions are being watched. Turn my attention back to Oscar. Order whatever you want. A meal, a drink, everything is on me. Oscar hesitates still. I don't want trouble. Give him a small, reassuring nod. You're not causing trouble. Vanessa grits her teeth, snatches money from my hand, slams it into register. Fine, she mutters. One meal? Oscar gives small, grateful nod. Hand him a cup for water. Take your time, I tell him. Eat in peace. Oscar cautiously makes his way to booth and corner, his hands trembling slightly. Probably been turned away too many times before. Sit down at nearby table. Watch the room carefully. Notice lone employee watching closely from behind counter. Young woman, maybe 24 years old, biting her lip as she watches everything unfold. Been quiet during whole exchange, but her expression speaks volumes. Admiration, curiosity, hint of relief. Noticed her before. Only one who seems to care. While Vanessa barks orders and ignores customers, this employee has been hustling, taking orders, managing drive-through, even wiping down tables between customers. She looks nervous now, glancing between me and Vanessa, like she's bracing for an explosion. Vanessa, clearly rattled by watching eyes and rolling cameras, turns back to her employees. Get back to work, she snaps. But her voice doesn't carry same confidence anymore. Lean back in my chair. Watch Vanessa closely. Realize something important. This young employee is the only one truly working, while Vanessa continues to order people around. Now know exactly where to dig deeper. Adjust my cap as I step toward counter. Air in restaurant still tense from confrontation. Vanessa standing near register, checking her phone. Clearly unbothered by lingering stares from customers. Seen enough. Time to take things further. Take a slow breath. Walk up to Vanessa casually. Hey, I say, keeping voice casual. I was told to start today as a new hire. Where do I begin? Vanessa barely looks up, her expression blank. Huh? She squints at me, trying to place my face. Keep my posture relaxed. Disguise still intact. I applied a couple of weeks ago, lies smoothly. Got a call saying I should report here today. Vanessa shrugs. She doesn't care. Go follow Natalie, she says. Waves hand dismissively. She'll train you. Without another word. Goes back to scrolling on her phone. Clench my jaw tightly. Not even a basic introduction. Not even effort to check if I'm legit. Turn toward Natalie, the hard-working employee from before. She's been quietly listening from behind counter. Looks surprised but also relieved. Come on, she says softly. Hands me an apron. I'll show you what to do. Moment I step behind counter. See the disaster up close. Natalie is everywhere at once. Running between register and drive-thru, taking orders while bagging food. All at the same time. Other employees move sluggishly, some pretending to be busy, others avoiding Vanessa's wrath, simply staying out of sight. Vanessa, of course, isn't lifting a finger, remains by register barking occasional order, but never actually helping. Does she ever work? Ask under my breath. Stack trays while waiting for answer. Natalie glances over her shoulder. Never, she whispers back. She just yells. Narrow my eyes at this information. And everyone just puts up with it? Natalie hesitates before answering. She fires people who argue, so yeah, we put up with it. My grip on the tray tightens. Now it makes sense. Customers start complaining 15 minutes into my shift. Chaos gets worse by the minute. Middle-aged woman at counter frowns at her bag. Excuse me, she says, waving at Vanessa. My order is wrong. Vanessa rolls her eyes dramatically. No, it's not. Woman blinks in surprise. I ordered grilled chicken, not crispy. Vanessa sighs loudly. Acts like this is biggest inconvenience of her day. Then you should have ordered correctly. My head snaps up. Can't believe what I'm hearing. Woman's expression hardens instantly. Are you serious? I literally pointed at the grilled chicken on the menu. Vanessa just shrugs indifferently. Not my problem. Natalie, standing beside me, looks panicked. We have grilled chicken ready, she whispers. I can just switch it. Vanessa turns sharply. No. Natalie freezes in place. But if they ordered... Wrong, it's their problem. Vanessa's voice is final. We don't do handouts. Clench my teeth at her words. Handouts? Vanessa ignores me completely, turns her back to counter. Woman at register looks disgusted. I'm never coming back here. Vanessa just snorts. Fine by me. Woman storms out angrily. Other customers witnessing whole thing start whispering among themselves. Natalie stands frozen, her hands tightening into fists. Turn to her. How often does this happen? Natalie's voice barely above whisper. All the time. As shift goes on, piece everything together. Vanessa has zero leadership skills, doesn't train employees, doesn't help customers, doesn't do any real work. Everyone terrified of her. Employees afraid to speak up, afraid to correct mistakes. No, she would retaliate. Natalie doing 3 times work of everyone else. Vanessa still treats her like she's the problem. Step back. Watch disaster unfold. Why is good employee like Natalie struggling? While terrible manager like Vanessa has all power? Not just about one bad manager. This is systemic. Realize entire restaurant chain might be broken. Next morning, arrive at restaurant early, sit in my car observing from distance. Want to see how Vanessa runs things. When she doesn't think anyone's watching, as expected, place already a mess. Employees moving sluggishly, clearly unmotivated. Few standing around talking, while Natalie rushes between stations. Doing most of work again? Vanessa, nowhere in sight. Check my watch, 15 minutes pass. Then 20. Finally, Vanessa strolls in, holding coffee, completely unbothered. Doesn't acknowledge staff, doesn't apologize for being late, just goes straight to usual spot near counter, scrolling through phone like nothing happened. Feel my frustration growing. How has this woman managed to stay in charge so long? First rush of customers starts coming in. Just finished cleaning a table. Notice elderly man in wheelchair, rolling up to counter, struggling to reach for wallet, hand shaking slightly, fumbling with zipper of worn-out bag. Vanessa glances up, then immediately looks away. Goes back to scrolling on phone, pretending she hasn't seen him. Man clears his throat. Tries again, voice quiet. Excuse me, ma'am, I just need a moment. Vanessa rolls her eyes. You're holding up the line, she snaps. Hurry it up. My hands clench into fists, turn toward Natalie, who's already starting to step forward, her expression full of concern. Before she can say anything, speak up myself. Why are you refusing to help a customer? Vanessa's head snaps up. Huh? Her eyes narrowing. Stay out of it, she says flatly. Ignore her completely. Step up beside elderly man. Offer warm smile. Take your time, sir. No rush. Elderly man looks up at me, relief clear in his eyes. Thank you, son. Turn back to Vanessa. My patience officially run out. Is this how you treat all your customers? Pause for effect. Or just the ones who actually need help? Vanessa scoffs, clearly annoyed. I don't have time to babysit every old man who comes in here. Restaurant falls completely silent. Few customers at front of line gasp. Employees who had been too afraid to speak now look visibly uncomfortable. Natalie covers her mouth, looking like she wants to cry. Shake my head, voice low but firm. You just made a big mistake. Vanessa laughs mockingly. Oh yeah? And what are you going to do about it? Before I can answer, new voice interrupts conversation. Front door swings open. Young man in his mid-20s steps inside. His uniform gone, replaced by casual hoodie and jeans. Moment Vanessa sees him. Her face goes pale. Tyler, she mutters. Young man Tyler smirks. What's wrong, Vanessa? Surprised to see me? Immediately take interest. This guy knows Vanessa. Judging by her reaction, she isn't happy to see him. Tyler crosses his arms, turns to me. You new here? Nod in response. Yeah? Tyler chuckles. Let me guess, she treats you like garbage too? Brows furrow with interest. You used to work here? Tyler's expression darkens. I did. Turns toward Vanessa, until she fired me for speaking up. Restaurant goes dead silent again. Vanessa's eyes dart around. Looking for way out. That's not true, she mutters. Tyler laughs bitterly. Oh, it's true. You fired me the second I told corporate about how you treat employees. Pauses for effect. And guess what? I'm not the only one. Turns to employees behind counter. How many of you have thought about quitting because of Vanessa? For a moment, no one moves. Then one hand goes up, then another, and another, until nearly every employee raising their hand. Even Natalie. Vanessa looks furious. This is ridiculous, she snaps. You're all just lazy. Tyler cuts her off. No, Vanessa. We just actually care about this place, unlike you. Step forward now. Lock eyes with Vanessa. Have seen enough. This isn't just about one rude moment or one bad decision. This is a pattern, a culture of fear. It's gone on long enough. Vanessa still doesn't know who I really am, but she's about to find out. Take off my cap and clear my throat. Vanessa, I think it's time we had a real conversation. Pause for effect, because I'm not just some new hire. Employees watch in stunned silence. Vanessa freezes in place. For the first time, she looks nervous. For a long moment, no one moves. Restaurant is dead silent. Vanessa stares at me, confusion flickering across her face. Employees exchange puzzled looks, unsure of what's happening. Take a deep breath. It's time. Slowly reach up. Pull off my cap, then remove fake glasses. Finally stand up straighter, my entire presence shifting. The meek new hire is gone. In his place stands Marcus Reynolds, CEO of Flavor Junction. Vanessa's face turns pale. Her mouth opens and closes, like she wants to say something, but can't find the words. Customers start whispering. Employees look stunned. Even Natalie covers her mouth, eyes wide with shock. Let the silence sit for a few seconds. Finally speak, voice calm but powerful. I'm Marcus Reynolds. I own Flavor Junction. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Vanessa staggers back, shaking her head. No, that's no way. But it is very real. My gaze hardens as I turn to Vanessa. I've been watching you, Vanessa. Continue firmly. I've seen how you treat customers. Don't break eye contact. How you treat employees. Voice grows more intense. And I've seen enough. Vanessa's breathing quickens. She glances around desperately, looking for someone to back her up. But no one speaks. Even employees who once feared her now stand firm, step closer to her. Voice remains steady, but there's no room for argument. You've had multiple chances to do better. Narrow my eyes. But you chose this path. Point out her failures. You chose to abuse your power. Getting more specific. To belittle the people who work the hardest. Not holding back now. To mistreat customers who deserved respect. Vanessa's eyes dart back and forth. I was just following company policy, she stammers. Let out a quiet laugh. No, Vanessa, that was never company policy. Look straight into her eyes. That was just you. Vanessa's face burns red. She clenches her fists, anger flickering through her expression. This isn't fair, she snaps. Voice rising. You don't understand how hard this job is. She's getting desperate now. You can't just cut her off mid-sentence. You're fired, Vanessa. My voice clear and unwavering. Effective immediately. For a few seconds, Vanessa just stands there, completely stunned. Then the weight of my words finally hits her. No, you can't do this! She's panicking now. I've been here for years. My expression doesn't change. And for years, you've treated people terribly. Voice remains firm. That ends today. Vanessa looks around wildly, but there's no sympathy in anyone's eyes. Slowly, her shoulders slump in defeat. With a sharp glare at me, she grabs her purse, storms toward the door. The moment she steps out, restaurant erupts in cheers. Customers clap enthusiastically. Employees grin at each other, relief flooding their faces. Tyler, the former employee, laughs, shakes his head. About time! Natalie, however, just stands there, completely overwhelmed by everything. Turn to the employees. Things are going to change around here, I announce. Voice full of conviction. Starting today, let my eyes settle on Natalie, who's still frozen in shock. And that starts with you, Natalie. Natalie blinks in confusion. Me. Nod confidently. You deserve better. Acknowledge her hard work. You've been holding this place together. State the truth, while getting no credit for it. Promise change. That ends now. Make it official. Starting today, you're the new assistant manager. Natalie's eyes widen in disbelief. Her hands fly to her mouth. Tears well up in her eyes. Are you serious? She whispers. Smile at her genuinely. You've earned it. For a second, Natalie doesn't move. Then her face crumples with emotion. She lets out a shaky breath. Tears stream down her cheeks. Thank you. I don't know what to say. Restaurant erupts in applause again. Employees cheer loudly. Customers nod in approval. Even Tyler grins widely. Looks like I quit too soon. Natalie wipes her eyes, laughing shakily through tears. Place gentle hand on her shoulder. This isn't just a job, Natalie. Share my philosophy. It's about the people. Emphasize the point. Never forget that. Natalie nods, still wiping away tears. Glance around the restaurant. The toxic presence is gone. But my job is far from over. Real change takes time. Vanessa might be fired, but culture needs to be rebuilt. Policies have to change. Employees need to be treated with respect. Restaurant needs to become the place I originally envisioned. But for first time in long time, feel hope for this location. Take deep breath. Turn to the team. This is just the beginning. Voice full of determination. Let's make Flavor Junction a place we can all be proud of. Employees cheer again enthusiastically. With that, roll up my sleeves. There's still work to do. For first time in long time, Flavor Junction feels different. Toxic atmosphere Vanessa created is gone. In its place is something new, something better. A full transformation begins. Waste no time ensuring changes aren't just temporary. Hire new manager. Someone with experience, fairness, and leadership. His name is Daniel Grant. Has worked in restaurant industry for over 15 years. Has reputation for treating employees like family. Moment he walks through door, things shift immediately. He doesn't bark orders, doesn't ignore customers, instead rolls up his sleeves, gets to work alongside everyone else. Employees once fearful and overworked finally feel valued. And Natalie? She's thriving as new assistant manager, takes her role seriously, trains new employees with patience, helps smooth out operations, most importantly leads with kindness. For first time, Flavor Junction isn't just place to work. It's place people want to be. A few weeks later, step back into restaurant. This time no disguise, no need for secrecy. Just want to see how things are going. Moment I walk in, can feel the difference immediately. Energy is brighter. Staff looks happier. Even customers seem more relaxed. People aren't just eating food. They're enjoying their experience. Walk up to counter smiling. And there she is, Natalie. She's training new employee, showing them how to take an order. The way she speaks, patient, clear, encouraging. Makes me proud. She catches sight of me, freezes for a second, then huge smile spreads across her face. Marcus! Quickly finishes helping employee, then rushes over excitedly. I didn't know you were coming, she says. A little breathless, grin at her enthusiasm. That's the point of a surprise visit. Look around, taking in all the changes. Place is spotless. Employees move efficiently but without stress. Restaurant finally running way it was always meant to. Turn back to Natalie. You've done an amazing job here. Natalie's eyes shimmer with emotion. She glances down, takes deep breath before responding. I never thought I'd be here, she admits softly, voice full of sincerity. A few weeks ago, I was just trying to survive this job. Looks up at me. Now I feel like I belong. Nod in understanding. That's because you do. Say it with complete conviction, and I'm proud of you. Her breath hitches slightly, but she smiles through the emotion. Sit down at table. Watch restaurant in action. This isn't just company to me. It's something personal. Started Flavor Junction with a dream. Dream of good food, good service, and workplace where people treated fairly, somewhere along way. Lost sight of that. But this experience, it reminded me of why I started it all. Because businesses aren't built by profits alone. They're built by people. People like Natalie, people like Daniel, and even people like Oscar, the homeless man who had just wanted little dignity. Look over at Natalie. She's helping young worker learn to restock supplies, being patient, kind, and confident. In that moment, no, she isn't just assistant manager, she's a leader. Get up to leave. Natalie follows me to door. Will I see you again? She asks. Chuckles softly. Oh, I'll be around. Add with confidence. But you don't need me here anymore. She frowns slightly. What do you mean? Smile at her. Because you've got this. Natalie's eyes fill with emotion again. But this time it isn't disbelief, it's confidence. Step outside. Take one last look at restaurant. Flavor Junction isn't perfect, but it's finally on right track. Because sometimes, all it takes is one person standing up to change everything.